The very first words in our Constitution are "We, the people of the United States." The words "We, the people" are written in a super huge script larger than anything else in the document. Government by the people, for the people is the main principle of the Constitution. It is the thing. When I was 17 years old, with my parents' required permission, I raised my right hand and swore to defend the Constitution and join the U.S. military. The date was February 2nd, 1981. I retired from the Army Reserve in 2006, a highly decorated veteran with both wartime and humanitarian assistance deployments. I've also been a civil servant of the U.S. government since 1999 under the same oath. In all, I have been defending the Constitution in and out of uniform for 44 years. I am one of "We the people." President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who had been the Supreme Allied Commander during World War II, a true American hero, in his 1961 farewell address famously warned us, "In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for a disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals so that security and liberty may prosper together." Unquote. Well, it was worse than Ike thought. Today, not only do we have a military-industrial complex, but we have a big data industrial complex, we have a pharmaceutical industrial complex, and a medical insurance industrial complex. Soon, perhaps, if not already, an AI industrial complex. Corporations and special interests have supplanted the voice of "we the people" in the councils of government. This is what is known as undue influence or unwarranted influence, according to Ike. The corporations and special interests are the major donors to political campaigns, much more so than "we the people." This gives them undue influence over our political system, and the undue influence extends to the two political parties. To reach across the aisle now could be politically fatal, and congressional votes are usually along party lines. We should find this disturbing. Is anybody in Congress voting their conscience, or are they just doing what their party tells them to do? And who's telling the parties what to vote for? Big corporations and special interests who make the big donations. Much of the chaos that we're seeing now is due to the undue influence of corporations and special interests on our government. It no longer matters who started it or when it began. The people are being polarized by the extremes, left and right, or red and blue, whatever you want to call it. But for "we the people," something is not working. The percentage of income required for housing is rising to the point that citizens are having trouble affording food, medical care, or the basic necessities of life. We hear that inflation's not bad, but it seems bad. The cost of living and paying utilities is rising. We're racking up debt by predatory lenders, i.e. big banking corporations, whose main interest is to offer us as much debt as possible. And if we can only make the minimum payments and stay in debt long term, they profit the most. Many people are paying 20 to 24% interest on their last meal or utility bill. For more and more Americans, the American dream is slipping away. Meanwhile, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has increased from 964 in 1980 to over 45,000 in 2025. All of the hocus-pocus, trickle-down economic bullshit we get fed by the government and the media and Wall Street, all controlled by big corporations, doesn't negate the fact that the American dream is unattainable to more and more citizens. Our unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness have been replaced by this new financial version of sharecropping. We, the people, are in debt slavery to the controlling corporations. We exist simply to give them our money. And the Supreme Court decision in Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission in 2010 was a major tipping point, making unlimited expenditures by corporations and special interest groups into our political process legal. We, the people, have been edged out of the political process in favor of corporations. In sum, we, the people, are struggling to pay bills and afford basic necessities, and the corporations who sell us their shit are having no problems keeping their lights on or offering exorbitant salaries to their executives and profit for their shareholders. In some cases, these rich corporations are having the U.S. government subsidize them, allowing them to pay their employees a below living wages and let the government enable this behavior by giving welfare payments to the underpaid workers. Why is the government allowing this to happen? Because corporations control the government now, not we the people. In other words, we have become the United Corporations of America. This is the country we will continue to live in unless we the people fix it. The good news is the fix is simple, although not easy. There are three simple things that would restore the government to we the people. In other words, if I woke up tomorrow and suddenly found that I was the president or I was a leader in Congress, here's what I would work towards to restore the American dream. Number one, campaign funding and lobbying reform. Legislation is needed to undo the Supreme Court's decision in Citizens United. Here's how it should be. Only citizens eligible to vote in elections can make political contributions to political candidates. Only citizens can only donate to candidates that they are eligible to vote for. Corporations and organizations should be prohibited from making campaign contributions or providing anything of value to members of Congress. Undue influence of corporations and special interests must be prohibited. Every politician's primary motivation must be to the public interest, i.e., what we, the people, citizens, need. The government must stop subsidizing big corporations with public assistance for their workers because the corporations refuse to pay a living wage. Another example of undue influence. Number two, a flat tax. How is it in the public interest to have a mind-numbingly complex tax code? It's not. But somehow, while a middle-class taxpayer might be in a 24% tax bracket, major corporations and the super rich may pay little or no taxes. Get rid of all deductions, all loopholes, and everybody, poor, middle class, rich, super rich, and corporations all pay the same 10% or whatever the appropriate amount is to fund the government. Period. Flat tax for everybody, the exact same percentage. Number three, we need a third viable political party to prevent this divide and conquer polarization from happening again. Most voters are not extreme right or extreme left. We need a moderate mainstream party. And if the rights or lefts want to get elected, they're going to have to win votes from a party that is in the middle of the two extremes and represents the moderate middle class, those pursuing their piece of the American dream. I said it was simple, but it's not easy. And it's not easy because the only way it will happen is if we, the people, only elect people who will work towards these three principles and hold them accountable if they fail. We, the people, need to stop listening to all the rhetoric, and we need to think and vote for ourselves. Washington needs an enema, and only we, the people, can deliver said enema. For the first time in my lifetime, in the past few years, we've heard talk of civil war. Really? You're going to shoot your neighbor because of the color of their baseball hat. This is polarization of we the people, and it is not coming from us. It only benefits big corporations, special interests, and politicians who are more worried about big campaign money than the interest of the voters who sent them there. Shelby Foote famously said of the American Civil War, basically, it was a failure on our part to find a way not to fight the war. It was because we failed to do the thing we really have genius for, which is compromise. Unquote. Well, here we are again. We should be the United States of America, run by we the people, but we have gradually become the United Corporations of America, where we are indebted servants to the machine whose only purpose is to extract more and more money from us at the expense of allowing us to pursue the American dream. Thank you for watching. The transcript of this video is in the description. If you agree that we, the people, are the government rather than big corporations, please like and share this video. Feel free to share the transcript as well. God bless we, the people of the United States.